How negative people are, but we'll talk about that later. Hey, good morning. Monday morning. Welcome to the first. You know what? I love this day. I love this day. First of all, I hope yesterday was awesome. Hope tomorrow's even better. I absolutely love today because it's Monday, a fresh day, fresh week, and halftime, right? We got a new month, July. It's the 1st of July, and it's a Monday, and it's halftime. What else? I mean, oh my, sun's out, feeling good. So that's really cool. I want to talk about this though, because if you had a good first half, nice, good for you. Keep that going. If you didn't, we got to talk about what we need to do to either get back on track or to adjust your sales in some way that you end up heading towards where you want to go. Okay. Because I've grown up in sports my whole life. And virtually every sport I've been a part of, there's breaks in the game, whether it's between periods, halftime, at the turn, whatever the case is. There's a chance to regroup, to see how you're doing, make adjustments, come back out and give it your best for the next period of time. Okay. So that's what today is. Today's a chance to regroup. Hold on. I'm so not capable of doing more than one thing at a time. So yeah, we're going to talk about regrouping. If you're already rolling, cool. Keep it going. Don't let up. Don't let up. The world will tell you when to let up because it'll make it really super hard on you. Don't help it. Okay. Keep it going while you can. So let's talk about what's going on. If you're struggling, if you're struggling, if you're not struggling, if you're just not hitting your target, there's really simple. Your plan sucks, right? Maybe it's not the right plan for the situation. Maybe it's you. Truth be told, it's almost always user error. Or maybe it's an outside influence. Stuff happens, right? My house burned down. Oh, okay. Well, that's different. Some things you can't plan on. They happen to you and you have to adjust. So we're going to talk about if it's you, because 99.999% of the time, it's a you problem. You're just not doing what you said you're going to do. You know it. I know it. We all know it, right? I had a sales manager way back in the day tell me that you can try to fool us. You can't fool yourself. And he was right. You know it when you're sneaking that piece of cake at midnight. You know it when you pulled up short on your run.
Yeah.
You know it, right? You know it when you went home with 4 contacts instead of 20. You know it. But you're a good liar to yourself for sure. But nevertheless, so let's talk about it. Let's just assume it's you for the sake of today's call, even though it's you. All right. So then the next question is why? And I come to this. Do you know who you're talking to? Because if you know who you're talking to, it really makes it a lot easier, right? If you don't know who to talk to, it gets really, and then you don't. So the who, here's what I'm going to tell you. You need about 5,000 people. More than that, you're not going to be able to communicate with them effectively. Fewer than that, you got room for more. But it's about 5,000 because about 5,000 people will give you 20 contacts a day. You're going to have to talk to about 80 people or call or knock or reach out or somehow impact about 80 people a day. You can get through about 20 of them. All right. And if you do that 22 days a month for 90-day cycle, you need about 5,000 is the way the math works out. Okay. So you need about 5,000. So go find neighborhoods, buildings, areas, we'll call it a farm that consists of approximately 5,000 homeowners. Okay. You're not going to get all of them. You're not going to reach all of them, but you need that many to try to reach out to. And out of those, you're going to get a small percentage of them, but you're going to have more than enough to earn a marvelous living. Okay. So you need to find a neighborhood, and there's very few neighborhoods have 5,000 homes in them. So you're going to need multiple neighborhoods. Choose wisely. Okay. Then find out who the owners are. And you can usually get that through the tax rolls. All right. I'm not going to call it a database, but there's your owner list. And your job then becomes to reach out to those folks. So now you know who to reach out to. And be smart about this too. When you choose Linda Crawford, Memphis, Tennessee, good morning. And Tanya Wolf Curran, out of Ocean City, New Jersey.
Nice.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Steven, Emerald Coast. I might be looking at you. Is that you? Your haircut? Anyway, so who you talk to matters, right? So choose your neighborhoods wisely. Bianca is here too. Good morning. Choose your neighborhoods wisely. You want to make sure there's enough turnover in those neighborhoods that you can get some of the business. And you got to make sure there's not one on-site, I don't know, sales staff that takes up 80% of the business in there. It's got to be a mixed bag that you can take some market share. Okay. So choose wisely. And here's the other thing. I have found that the work required to sell expensive homes is the same amount of work as it is to sell cheap homes, but you get paid a lot better. So be aware of that. If you're going to choose the one where you get paid better is my advice to you on that. So that's who you're going to go after. If you don't know who that is, spend some time over the next few days to figure out who's going to be your target. Who are you going to talk to? Okay. Make sure you're clear on that. If you're not clear on that, get clear on that. That's number one. The next thing you need to do then is you need to know, I don't know, what to say to them. There's scripts out there, people. I promise you, Google them. I grew up on Mike Ferry scripts. They've worked pretty good for us. I know Bold has their scripts. They look a lot like the Mike Ferry scripts, but they put Gary's name on them instead of Mike's, or Mike's instead of Gary's, or whatever. I know Brian Buffini's got scripts out there. There's a lot. Everybody, just Google it. But here's the thing. And I know y'all are awesome. You're so creative, such great writers, such great, all that stuff. But you're not great enough. These scripts have been honed, smoothed off the edges, all that stuff. So they work. All right. They're tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of trial and errors to get to the right. I remember my coach used to tell me, are you following the script? Yeah, but I put my own personality into it. Nice. How many houses have you sold? 3. Good for you. There's tens of thousands of homes sold using these scripts. Lose the personality, right? Bill Shakespeare got it right. You didn't. Use his words, right? They've held up over time. Yours have not. So get the scripts. Follow the scripts. Learn them, practice them, learn them, practice them. I'm going to say again, learn them and practice them. Because when you know your scripts, you know what to say, you get to listen so much better, right? And when you're listening, you can hear what they say and you can analyze it while they're saying it. And you can have better, deeper conversations that lead to bigger
results. Where the magic is.
Yeah, it's the leads to results. Okay, so now you know who you're talking to, you know what you're going to say. And then the question becomes, well, how are you going to contact them? How are you going to communicate with them? And talk to them on the telephone. There's one. Knock on their door. How do I do this? Knock on their door. There's another one. Send them something in the mail. Social media, email, text message, open house, seminars, food drive, coat drive. There's a gazillion ways. Do them all. Do them all. Some people love it when you call them. Some people hate it. Some people love it when you text them. Some people hate it. Some people love it when you email them. Some people freak out. Some people really like getting cool postcards. Some people think you're wasting the stamp. The thing is, you got to get a hold of all people, right? So use them all. Use them all. And those 3 things will get you back on track. Then the hardest thing of it all is to actually do it, is to show up Monday through Friday and do it, and do it and do it and do it. That's where the hardness comes in. That's where the skill comes in. But I can tell you, it's a lot easier to do it when you know who you're going for, you know what you're going to say, you know how you're going to reach them. It's a magic thing. And I know, because that's what I was taught day 1, sentence 2 of my training. And I've had multiple coaches over multiple years, and it's always the same thing expressed a little bit differently. Talk to more people, get better at listening, preview property, study the market. Okay. I'll take credit for all that, but it's been beat into my head by others. Okay. So I'm the hammer now. and y'all are the nail. If you can figure that little game out right there, amazing what can happen. Amazing. I looked at my account. I've put in my account being my bank account. I put in a lot of money this year relative to most. I'm having a shitty year. Let me be clear on that. I'm not comfortable with my year, but it's still a pretty good year. And because of all this I'm talking about, bad years are good years for a lot of people. So I want you all to think about, if you're rolling, keep it going. What? Don't let up. The world will put its thumb on your scale and slow you down when it wants to. Don't help it. Don't help it. I had a friend tell me, don't screw things up for me. I can screw up my own stuff good enough. I don't need any help. All right. It's the same concept here. Don't screw up your role. Let the world screw it up for you. Let's keep rolling. But if you're struggling, do you know who you're talking to? Do you know what to say? And you know how to communicate with them? Get those three things. And we just went through it. Go back and watch this. You'll be fine. Jeff, you've been around this a while. Does that cover it?
What I liked the most about all of this week was what you said in the beginning. You get a chance to refresh, renew your energy. If you're taking a vacation this week, awesome. I mean, I just came back from one to get you fired up. If you're not going on vacation, awesome too, because the world's going to be traveling and you have opportunities this week with everybody not working, right? So
when everybody's not working, you are. It's like a 2-for-1.
Yeah, that was my whole thing in the beginning. I worked on weekends when the professional agents were riding in their back of their boats. So that's how I did that. And then the third thing, this is a shout out to Julie, really. Beginning of the year, we talked about that book, 12-Week Year. This is like a new 12-week year starting today.
So true. Perfect. Chunk it down. Love that. Love that. Jules, you've been doing this a minute. What do you know?
I think what you just said is, it sums it up, but very simply, what we do is we tend to make excuses and lie to ourselves, like you said. And it's, take action. You know what works, set up your day so that you're making your calls or knocking on doors, whatever the thing is that you like. The most efficient thing to do that you can do the fastest and get through the most people and have the highest chance of reaching people is calls. So do that first before you do your email, before you clean your office, before you get your nails done, before you make all your excuses of whatever the thing is. Do that first, because that's what pays the bills. And you know what you said you're going to do, and then you didn't do it. So do it.
Make it into a process. All that stuff will take care of itself. It's a process. Get in the process. All right, Mark, give us some insight.
Yeah, I think it's so easy to lie to yourself in this reset. If you look back over the last 6 months, my question is, did you track it? Do you know the exact number? Because if you're not setting a goal and tracking it, you will lie to yourself. And I often say that the day before most people fall dead of a heart attack, you ask them how they're doing. They say, fine, but they don't know their numbers. And so this is a great time to reset. What is my system? Jim Rohn says, you know why the box is so small to report your numbers? Because there's no room for an excuse. They are or they are not. So that's the biggest thing is don't go based on feeling. Have a plan, write it down, state it, and track it. And then ask yourself periodically, am I really committed to this goal, or was it just a pipe dream?
Hey, let me just be clear. Poop happens, right? This is a hard market. Okay. So what you used to do probably isn't going to be enough to get the results that if you're going off of past results, you're going to have to make a change.
Yeah.
And sometimes other things happen, right? And you're going to have to decide, am I going to live with less? And maybe that's cool, right? You dollar cost average. And maybe you can't turn it up. Maybe you can't give any more time. That's okay. That's okay. This is a long run. Don't crush yourself because you can't increase or you needed to pull back because the kids are home now and you got to watch the kids. Okay, that's it, right? Be a mom or dad first. I get that. Don't crush yourself to the point that you incapacitate yourself. Adjust accordingly and find your openings later. That's cool. Very cool. But be honest. Is it just me not really feeling it? So I'm letting myself off the hook. Different story. Okay. Destiny, you seem to be doing pretty well. I love hearing what you're doing. How are you holding up here this year? Now, keep in mind, Destiny doesn't know what it's like to win the lottery, right? And everything sells just because she's having to battle. But tell me about your perspective right now.
I think I'm glad that I got in when I did, because I'm building that endurance and strength for when the market does shift. I'm excited for that. But I've learned to, like you said, be real with myself. During the year, it's easier for me to work from home. But when the kids are out in the summer, it's easier for me to go into the office and work, because they're constantly, even with my door closed, in my ear. There's, Mom, can you help me with this? Can you take me here? So it's needing to pivot and adjust, and so I think that regrouping and figuring out, okay, what's working right now for me in this season, and let's regroup and figure it out and make it happen.
Cool.
John, I would add something to what you were saying is, one of the things is with the earlier market when things were, quote, easier, we got used to doing less and coasting. And right now we can't coast. We've come to a dead stop.
But we're still used to it.
And people get used to it and they think that it's just going to keep coming, and the referrals and the calls have stopped. So you just have to stop lying to yourself and say, what did I do before to become successful? Or what do I need to do to become successful if you haven't felt the level of success that you are desiring?
Love it. Love it. Here, let me tell you a little something too that I've starting to understand and see on the offing here. We don't have enough inventory for the amount of buyers that want them. It's a little bit different. I'm talking nationwide. Your own markets are your own markets. But nationwide, there's not enough homes for sale for those that want to buy them. Okay? Pure and simple. Supply, demand. And just according to NAR and different places, if rates come down even a half a point, the number of people that can now afford homes is going to jump by a lot of folks.
Yeah.
So that's why there's so many people waiting for rates to come down. Now, what's going to happen is when those rates do come down, and they're likely going to come down in September, I think, probably a quarter point, maybe even 2, and you get a half a point. But every time they come down even a little bit, the amount of people that can now afford to buy is going to spike up. You're going to start to, but there's just not enough homes for them to buy. The result is going to be massive price upness. All right. So if you're working with buyers, get them ready to pull the trigger quickly, get pre-approved, get this, get that, get anything and everything you need to have ready to buy right now.
Yeah, you don't want to show up to a gunfight without any bullets. Get it lined up.
You got to be ready to go. So talk to them. If you're talking to a seller, tell them, get ready. You can probably get multiple offers if you get your poop in a group. But once I'm going to wait till the higher prices hit. Awesome. Then you can have a higher price house that sits on the market because the buyers can't afford them anymore. You have to wait for the reduction in prices or a reduction in rates again. This is going to be a window that's going to close. You're going to take somebody's fingers off, right? The winners are going to win big, and the losers are going to be looking out the window waiting for it to open again. So just be smart. I was talking to one of my guys. He's 20 years old. It's like, yeah, people, by the time they realize it, they're going to miss the opportunity. And I tell him, well, not if you're telling them. So get out there. So I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It's going to be October, November, maybe January, February, somewhere in there. Be talking to your people. Okay? That's what I got. Anybody got anything you want to add before we shut this bad boy down and get to work?
I would just say, look, close the chapter on the last 6 months. There's no point in beating yourself up if you're not where you are, but this is the opportunity to begin again more intelligently, more purposefully, and on fire, and just get after it.
Hold on, I got Andrew Smith. Sorry, Andrew, you're off my screen. I didn't see you there.
That's all right. No worries.
You got 8 seconds. Tell us something amazing.
I would mention the fact that you really need to sandbag this next quarter. Fourth quarter is probably not going to be real good, judging based on past election years. Tightens up. Nobody makes any decisions until after the election's over. So you really want to have a good third quarter.
Build your inventory. Build your inventory. If you got inventory, people can buy it. If you don't, good luck. Good luck. All right. Hey, we got Mondays today. Work hard. Tuesdays tomorrow. Work hard. Wednesdays the day after tomorrow. Work hard. Then I think Thursday and Friday, folks are going to coast a little bit. You should go hang out with your family. Go have some fun with friends. Wear sunscreen, or maybe not. I don't know. Do they got stuff in sunscreen now? I don't know. I just can't keep up. All right. There you go. Let's go to work. We'll see y'all tomorrow. All right.
Okay.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
So Andrew was on there late, and I'll talk to you guys later.